These are not Emily Cooper trauma bangs that I cut. No, it's just a wig. Friends, like many of you, I have a very problematic fave. And today, I just want to spend some time praising her for constantly serving. Be it a coffee date, a business meeting, a wedding, clubbing, commuting, threatening, stabbing, choking, poisoning, she's rocking the perfect outfit every time. Or is she? Slaying while slaying. Literally killer outfits. What a concept. Is she a psychopath and a serial killer? Yes. Would I love to go shopping with her? Also, yes. How to get me to love a show. Great writing, great direction, great acting, great scoring and music, great fashion. Honestly, even if a film or TV show is leaning towards not good, I've been known to give it a pass if the fashion is on point and it's visually stunning. Eddie Redmayne tried so hard. Fortunately, Killing Eve checks all the boxes. If you've never seen it, I implore you to right this wrong. Here are 3 reasons why it's one of the greatest shows you'll ever see. Sandra Oh, Mrs. Dursley being cool, everything Villanelle wears. Killing Eve stars Sandra Oh as Eve Polastri, the titular character who works for British intelligence. She goes from MI5 security officer to MI6 agent, which is itself exciting because if you're like me, when Dr. Christina Yang left Grey's Anatomy, you sort of followed her everywhere. You needed more because Christina! Side note, also watch The Chair on Netflix. It needs another season. The killer she's going after is assassin for hire currently employed by crime syndicate The 12, Oksana Ostankova, aka Villanelle, played ever so brilliantly by Jodie Comer, who not only has an outfit for every occasion, but a hairstyle and accent to complement it. She even won the Emmy in 2019 for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Honestly, I stan. The series is based on a thriller novel, codenamed Villanelle, by British author Luke Jennings, and was adapted for the BBC by none other than the fabulous Fleabag herself, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. No wonder it's amazing. At least the first season was. The 12 send Villanelle on various assignments throughout the series. You know, take out this target, and that target, and this one. And 2 things become clear almost immediately. That she is paid quite handsomely for these missions, and that she spends her income on the latest and greatest styles. Hot on her tail, though, is Eve. She's been charged with investigating murders and figures out they're all being committed by the same person, and that person is Villanelle. And Villanelle knows this. Now Eve has to stop her, except they both become obsessed with their cat and mouse game, and subsequently each other. At times, you are just floored by how the two end up in these situations that go back and forth between being completely ridiculous to insanely hot. Now, it must be said that even though Oksana is a fictional character, author Luke Jennings said that he based the character of Villanelle on real-life hit woman Idoia López Riaño, aka La Tigresa, or Tigress. You're impressed, I know. She actually worked for Dieta, the Euskadi Askatasuna, a Basque nationalist, separatist, terrorist organization. All the words that are gonna make YouTube hide this video. What am I doing?
Oh, management sucks.
She killed 23 people and served a year in jail for every single one. And if you think that's not enough, it isn't. She was actually released early. How early? Well, she was originally sentenced to 2,000 years. Still, Spain has a stupid rule that the max sentence anyone can actually serve is 30 years. Why? And why couldn't she just serve out the full 30 if you're just gonna release her 1,970 years prematurely? It's extra unfortunate that she was, Jennings is quoted describing Riaño as, was clearly a psychopath, completely without empathy. So where does the name Villanelle actually come from? Well, there's a few historical references. The most immediate thought that comes to mind is that it's obviously taken from the word villainess. The word itself also refers to a type of poetry. The villanelle is an example of a fixed verse form. With reference to the form's repetition of lines, Philip K. Jason suggests that the villanelle is often used and properly used to deal with one or another degree of obsession, citing Sylvia Plath's Mad Girl's Love Song, amongst other examples. The word villanelle derives from the Italian villanella, referring to a rustic song or dance, and which comes from villano, meaning peasant or villain. Villano derives from the medieval Latin villanus, meaning a farmhand. The etymology of the word relates to the fact that the form's initial distinguishing feature was the pastoral subject. And when I think about how we use the word villain today, it's really interesting to learn that it really just used to mean poor people. And that's something I can't even begin to unpack. It makes villains being wealthy kind of ironic, doesn't it? An oxymoron. Rich peasant. In the novel, however, Oksana attributes her name to the favorite fragrance of Comtesse du Barry. And on the TV show, Villanelle sends a bottle of fragrance called La Villanelle to Eve. What's funny is a month after the show, a Belgian brand had come out with a fragrance of the same name. So when the Killing Eve fans got wind of it, sales soared. Honestly, I'm happy for them. Good for them. They got the fragrance version of the Molly Goddard moment. Fun fact, the perfume company credits the inspiration for their fragrance's name to Keith Douglas's 1940 poem, Villanelle of Spring Bells. Villanelle herself is charming and funny and genuinely likable. Sociopathy and indiscriminate murder aside, which the show never tries to hide, she's actually quite relatable. She has crushes, she likes shopping and appreciates the finer things in life. She has family issues, she has trauma, she has her share of awkward moments, she grows to hate her job and has a quarter-life crisis. She's every millennial. She is all of us. And we will never forget her. So who do we have to thank for all of these looks? Well, it takes a village. Season 1's costume designer is Phoebe DeGay. Season 2's costume designer is Charlotte Mitchell. For Season 3 and 4, it's Sam Perry. Speaking of It Takes a Village, hello beautiful people. It's so nice to see you. You know I love when you visit. I really do. And because I do, I had planned on structuring this video one way, but then I took a poll and you, the people, have spoken. So let's go ahead and rank some of the best and worst looks. Her most iconic looks on the show, along with some honorable mentions that I would like for you to rank in the comments. I've donned a lovely robe and wig for this video. It's Villanelle. I think of wigs and fabulous robes and loungewear. These are not Emily Cooper trauma bangs that I cut. No, it's just a wig. I am currently still in the middle of filming my much longer video. It is taking forever. I had to do some things that took me away from filming for a bit, but once again, I've taken a little break from that video to put out another video for you guys. And this is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and some things have happened recently that have confirmed that this is in fact the perfect timing for this video. So let's get to it. My seat was just stolen, so excuse me while I attempt to reclaim it. So we have a new addition to the family. This is Coquito. We figured Colton needed a friend because he hasn't been doing all that well. So we got him a friend and he hates him. He practically told us that he wanted a friend and then we got him one and now he hates us for it. You can't win. I'm gonna go season by season. So if for whatever reason you're not caught up, you can just stop the video wherever you are, or you can just like skip the chapters to like the end part where I talk about the future. So nothing is spoiled for you. I might touch on the ending a little bit, or I might edit that whole thing out. If you can't say something nice, don't talk about the ending. Okay, so let's go over our tiers. So the S tier is she's an icon, she's a legend. The A tier is absolutely slayed. The B tier is borderline meh, but okay. The C tier is crimes were committed. So we're getting into the bad stuff. And the D tier, destroy all evidence. So just absolutely unforgivable. We need to forget that it ever happened. So season 1. What is so great about season 1 is that it has some misses, but it has some truly iconic, nay, legendary looks, including one of my favorite outfits of all time. It's not the one you think. The pink dress. So the pink dress is by Molly Goddard, and it pretty much instantly skyrocketed her to fame. What makes this look, though, is how Villanelle has paired it with the most amazing Balenciaga boots. It instantly made me think of that absolutely groundbreaking Rei Kawakubo for Comme des Garçons Spring 2005 biker ballerina collection. It's very fitting, this juxtaposition of something we perceive as feminine and girly, ballet inspired something with something rugged like black leather, but they're both examples of strength. There's different kinds of strength. Ballerinas are very strong. I mean, we know. She's an icon, she is a legend. The very first dress we see Oksana in is just nice. It's a Burberry dress. We know it's not typically her style because she has stolen this dress out of a closet, but it works well for the event as a disguise. I think it's lovely. I think it's nothing to write home about. So to me, it's just kind of meh. Like, it's nice. But it's just okay. No shade to Burberry. It's a lovely dress. It's just not the greatest thing ever. The floral bomber look. This Philip Lim floral bomber jacket, the Stella McCartney embroidered bird blouse, Roxane de Tillet striped wide leg pants. Amazing. I'm obsessed with this. This look is amazing. I want this bomber. I want this whole outfit. But if I could just have the bomber, I would be so happy. She wanted it to match her bruises, and it ended up matching her smoothie too. It's, I mean, so brilliant. Absolutely slayed in this. But my all-time favorite has to be the Dries. The Kill Bill outfit. The Dries Van Noten black brocade printed suit. She pairs it with a scarf she stole out of Eve's suitcase. The whole thing is gorgeous. On top of it, she's wearing this gorgeous braided hairstyle to complement the whole look. It's amazing. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I mean, she's an icon. She's a legend. Now, the character of Eve Polastri doesn't really care about her appearance, so her wardrobe is pretty drab throughout the show, with a few exceptions. The costume designer for season 1 said they put her in a lot of Uniqlo. A far cry from Sandra Oh in real life, by the way, but there are some notable exceptions. The first one being the dress that Villanelle gifted her. I had to include this because it's just so special. It's a Roland Mouret, and Sandra Oh looks absolutely stunning in it. Honorable mention to the Constantine cosplay. It didn't make my list, but it was so enjoyable. So let me know where you would rank that. Season 2's costume designer is Charlotte Mitchell, and she says Villanelle had over 35 looks. Now, before celebrating the successes, we need to address the absolute horror that happens in a very specific scene in Season 2, Episode 1. Now, Villanelle takes fashion very seriously. It is very much a part of who she is. So it should come as no surprise when she almost vomits at the realization that to complete her doctor disguise, she must put on Crocs. She has now reached a new low point in her life. Sorry. She has truly reached a new low in her life when she put those on. And that's saying something. Taking lives is one thing. Wearing Crocs, that's the real crime. For someone who takes pride in her appearance, you watch her die a little here. A great The Ringer article ranked everything Villanelle wore in the first 2 seasons from worst to best. The writer clocked 61 outfits and items, like coats for their own thing, and number 61 was the Crocs. Right above them was a coat she stole, which is funny because I actually think it's a really cool coat. But these have to agree 100%. The kids' PJs. I love a printed PJ, and her in this outfit is hilarious. Villanelle has very childlike tendencies, so I'm sure there's a part of her that actually really likes them, but we know Villanelle's penchant for lounging around in only the finest silk PJs and robes. So we know that this ain't it. This definitely came out of desperation, so yeah, a crime was committed here. The stolen from a laundromat fit. What can I say? Desperate times call for crimes. I think that there is a universe where this cardigan could have worked. In fact, you see later on when she takes on the role of Billy herself is wearing a sort of version of the rainbow knit sweater. And on Billy, it works. But here, oh my God, no. When I tell you people dress better at Walmart, it's me. I'm talking about me. I shop at Walmart. The horse-printed Chloe jacket and Isabel Marant blouse and trousers. Absolutely fantastic. She really knows how to do editorial. This is one of the greatest looks. The boho teacher outfit. The jacket is from Anthropologie and the top is from Topshop. And Villanelle is a child at heart, so she probably thoroughly enjoyed the heck out of making her own macaroni necklace. But where to put you? I mean, the wig, the styling, the wig, the 70s inspo, the macaroni necklace. Oh man, this is a toughie. I'm gonna put her here for now and absolutely slayed, which she did. I might bump her to legend status if I have any room at the end. We'll see. I mean, she made her own macaroni necklace, you guys. Episode 4 of season 2 has some of the best outfits of the season. Like, all of her Amsterdam outfits were incredible. So, the first pink look. Oh my God, a callback to the original pink Molly Goddard look that got everyone talking and also put pressure on the costume department to keep kind of repeating that moment. This is a rosy Assouline blouse, a vintage skirt, and these are 1980s Christian Lacroix earrings. What truly sends this over the top, in addition to the adorable postcard that she's writing for Eve, is the exchange that she has in this outfit with the influencer.
You look amazing. Can I take a picture of you for my Instagram? No.
That was truly the cherry. And for that, for all of it, she is once again a legend. She is legend. The asymmetrical Alexander McQueen blazer with the anthro tee and these floral pants. Oh my God. Obsessed. Keeping with the pink, now we have to talk about the pig mask and Drindle. This was actually a costume. Villanelle is dressing up for a kill, which she likes to do. The brief for that specific kill is that she likes farmyard animals, so she puts on a pig mask and wears a Swiss Drindle. We created this very pink manga girl-inspired creation based on what the writer wanted. It also had to be really cute, but so cute it's creepy. I did a quick sketch of the mask based on a manga girl eye shape. The pink fur is based on a pink bonnet I used to wear as a kid that had pink ties. Jodie, as Villanelle, could use the pom-poms and swing them round in this showgirl cute way that could be quite sinister. I mean, come on, it's legendary. Although I could put it under absolutely slayed because she did literally slay someone in this outfit. I don't even have the bravery that it takes to wear something like that. I could never pull it off. And for this whole moment, legend. Season 2, episode 5 had 9 costume changes in one episode. Costume designer Sam Perry, costume supervisor Katie Broom, and Justin Selway, assistant costume designer, were nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Contemporary Costumes for this episode. We are not going to talk about all 9 looks, but I do want to talk about 2 of them because the morning garb. This black tulle dress and over-the-top veil. This is very Villanelle in that it is very dramatic, but also kind of silly. It's the melodrama for me. She's very fashionably ridiculous. But there's nothing ridiculous about the dress itself. It's Alexander McQueen couture. And the whole thing is phenomenal. It's really hard, but I think for the time being, she absolutely slayed in it. Literally. So we'll just park her there for now. But then you guys, the Oxford look. When she appeared in this look, I was not okay. I just wasn't. The shirt and tie are vintage, and the trousers are by Ray. The next few episodes we meet Billy, and she is a legend in her own right. I couldn't decide between the kimono and striped shirt look, or the kimono and sparkly jeans look, or the Armani fur look, but Billy is an icon. The clothes Aaron Peel picked out for her, however, crime. It's pretty disturbing, this idea of some psychopath billionaire tech CEO making women choose from a wardrobe of garments that he picked out, not necessarily because he thought women would like them, just that he wanted them to wear those clothes for him. And when that happens, it's icky, first of all. Second, everyone's style is different. Everyone's body type is different. Not everything is gonna look great on everyone. The Touch It jacket being the rare exception here. And this was just one of those outfits that just didn't really work. I see ways that this could have worked. Originally, I was gonna make it a meh, but then he made her take the belt off, and the whole thing completely fell apart for me. I'm putting this in crimes were committed, although I'm still kind of tempted to put it under destroy all evidence, just on principle, just on the some crazy guy made you pick from these clothes, basically. I might still put it there. We'll see. Honorable mentions, the red set, worn defiantly with the belt he had had her previously remove. Other honorable mention, the plaid outfit. Okay, let's talk about the plaid outfit because I don't know why I didn't actually include it here. In my head at the time when I was picking everything out, I was like, this is way too many outfits. I gotta cut something. And indeed, there were so many great outfits that just didn't make the final cut here. In fact, I omitted all of her robes. I'm wearing a robe in honor of Villanelle. I'm out here representing her loungewear collection, but I feel like there were just so many that the robes, Villanelle's robes and like pajamas should just be their own tier list, quite frankly. Maybe someday I'll have a Patreon and that will be like bonus content. I love them, they're great, had to go. But honorable mention for all of Villanelle's fabulous robes. What I love about the plaid on plaid outfit is how it's used in this scene and how it works with the setting Villanelle is in. It's gorgeous because I love a check, you know, I love a plaid. What I love about it in that scene is the way that it echoes the shelving in the garage right behind her. Not only is the top and bottom echoing the shelving of the garage that she's in, but the shelving also serves to help frame her. Along with the fact that the pants are in a darker plaid, it serves to also create an invisible line at her waist. So visually, where the colors are lighter, there is this frame around Villanelle, as if a portrait of her. They could have done something very jarring and just given her plain black pants, but it would have been too severe. Whereas by going with just a darker plaid, you still have this frame on one hand, but you also continue this illusion of echoing the garage and following these lines all the way down off the screen. It's really quite beautiful. In an interview with Prestige Online, Perry was asked, what are the core principles of a Villanelle look? The key thing with a Villanelle outfit is that they're not vain. They're fun and creative. She enjoys fashion, but they're not about making her look sexy in any way. It's not about how much skin you show or how expensive it is. I'd like to challenge that, actually. It's about enjoying a garment for the art of it. So we're in season 3 now, and Villanelle is married for a limited time only. And we see her at her wedding, not in a white wedding gown, because it's so not her, but in a Comme des Garçons tailcoat and Simone Rocha blouse. Love it, love that it's all black. Very Villanelle, absolutely slayed in it. And now we have the much talked about, the floral vampire's wife dress. Jodie Comer herself loved this dress, and it's a good thing too because they made it for her. This dress, in fact, is actually called the Villanelle. I'm actually kind of on the fence about it. I don't know what it is. I think it's the neckline. I think the more that I look at it, the more I do like it. But I realized what was off about it. It has a tie. And it's actually really quite a generous tie as well. It's long enough to wrap around the waist, back to front and again. So I almost wish that she had done that. I like to tie things at the front to show a bow or just create more of that defined waist. I always preferred it to snatch the waist whenever possible. So yeah, I think a self fabric belt, a visible self fabric belt would have made me love it in the moment. I think it looks great on the model too. Maybe the styling is a part of the reason why as well. Maybe if her hair had been up and back, I would have loved it more. I think it's a beautiful dress, but I'm not feeling it. Don't hate me, you guys. I know a lot of you are gonna disagree. I think the dress itself is very lovely. I think I would wear it if the neckline was lower, or I'd wear it maybe with like a white collar, like a white collared blouse underneath or something. And then I think it could work, but I'm just not feeling it on her. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, but for me, it's just okay. The yellow dress by La Double J, the cowboy boots, which are Golden Goose. I think this look is so fun. And I also love that she's carrying around the same tote, which is by Dragon Diffusion. Now, what's fascinating about Dragon Diffusion is that all of their bags are, 1, made to order, and 2, they look like wicker. In fact, one site, referred to this as a wicker tote, but they're actually leather. It's all hand woven from leather laces. Also, what I find fascinating is that aside from this tote, we hardly ever see any of the women carrying bags throughout the whole show. Like, you'd think at least Hélène in season 4 would be rocking a Celine bag once in a while, but no. The only time we ever see Hélène carrying a bag is when she's in mom mode. Like, carrying around a handbag as part of normal people cosplay, and these are not normal people. In an interview with E! News, costume designer Sam Perry said, "It was meant to be her being effortless and fun, but also just enjoying where she is." And though it wasn't explicitly stated, Perry worked under the assumption that Villanelle went to Spain just a tad poorer, having stopped working for the 12 following the disastrous trip to Italy. She's a young woman, and it's a wonderful place to have a flat and to be working, she reasoned. Makes sense. She's carrying a tote bag now because she doesn't work for the 12. She's a normal person. Look at that. And I just thought it would be a nice opportunity for her to express that side of her, rather than just expensive designer clothes. But if she hasn't got any money, she can still go to a flea market and pick up a nice dress. And that to me is what this is. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I think it's a nice dress. I think it's nice. I don't think it absolutely slayed, but she's not looking to slay people in her outfits. She's trying to live somewhat of a normal life, and this is just like a great outfit. I might bump it up if I have the space, which I probably won't. I probably should have named this something nicer, because nothing in this tier so far is like horrible. These 2 tiers are where the horrible stuff is. This is just like the nice stuff. I would probably at least try this dress on. This Burberry dress is nice. This tier is probably just like, should just be renamed, but it's nice. Pretend that's what it's called. Now, back in London, my jaw hit the floor. Hit the floor, you guys, when Villanelle showed up on the bus in this freaking suit. I've never wanted a woman to step on me more. This actually is a Shalane men's suit. She's wearing it with leather Oxfords from Proenza Schooler. I love androgynous Villanelle, and this look, legendary. Later, we go from gray to all the bright colors ever. We have another printed suit that I am obsessed with. This time it is a Halpern. It's not the Dries look, but she still absolutely slayed in it. Incredible. It's nice to see a little bit of the location manifesting itself in her clothes too. Like, she's in España. Everything is bright and colorful and printed. London, at first, it's dark and gray. She matches her surroundings and Eve herself. And then she blends into her surroundings again, still in London, but in this beautiful suit. The Y Project coat. I actually hate it. I love the idea of this coat. I love it paired with this cream-colored frayed sweater by Uma Wang and the wide-leg Chloe trousers. I love what they were trying to do with this. I think it looks so great for this scene. It's dramatic because theater. It's got a Prince of Wales check because England. And I like the rest of it. I think it only works for this scene, right? It plays off the colors of the light. But the collar, you guys, it's objectively hideous. So I'm sure many people would think she absolutely slayed in this outfit, but this collar, I'm sorry, it's the Muppets died in vain to make it, okay. The Dice kayak suit, gorgeous. With the Simone Rasha shoes, the metallic shoes. I follow both of these brands on Instagram, and so I'm constantly being reminded that I want all these things I can't afford. If I could, I would just throw all my money at them, among many others. She wears the heck out of this look. This look is my dream. It's very personal to me. I'm torn though, because on its own, I think it's a phenomenal look. But if I have to compare it to other suits that she's worn, you know, the gray suit, the Dries, the Halpern, this Chloe jacket, you know, if I have to compare it, then I think it's just nice. On its own, it's phenomenal. I'm also trying to be kind of meaner about it because I don't want everything to end up in the she's an icon, she's a legend section. I want to try and be more objective about it, but we can debate in the comments. Now we get to the greatest golf outfit of all time. It's Charlotte Knowles coat and Gucci pants, best described as a furry green tartan coat. Perry said she intended for Villanelle to look unsettled. And I think she looks iconic. And then the season ends with Villanelle in this gorgeous yellow low coat and Anna Mühlemeister lace-up biker boots. I think it's lovely. It's very nice. It's really lovely. It's not outstanding, but it's gorgeous. We still like it. We're happy here. Honorable mention, the Russia looks when she goes home. Now, I don't care for the Paco Rabanne top vampire's wife dress combo, but her mom's jumpsuit, not an acid wash person, but I would wear something similar. Also, Dasha, assassin stage mom. Loved her. Now, throughout the show, while Villanelle has had many hits, she has had her share of misses too, as we can see, but the same cannot be said for two other people. The first one, the real MVP here, is Carolyn. Fiona Shaw is brilliant in this. Mrs. Dursley's glow-up shows us that it's never too late. All of the acting on the show is phenomenal, and one of the best things is the way that Fiona Shaw brilliantly, often absolutely deadpan, delivers her one-liners.
I once saw a rat drink from a can of Coke there. Both hands.
I can't tell if Carolyn is dead inside or just English. So I absolutely had to include the branch coat from episode 3. It's an Erica Cavallini tree print coat, and it is a legend. Ignoring the fact that among her worst traits is that she treats her daughter like trash, despite having had all this love for her son.
You better even look at me. Nonsense, we've just had a perfectly pleasant exchange in the hall.
She really Harry Pottered Yara Greyjoy. Okay, quick tangent, I'm in full geek mode now. I also absolutely loved her on Andor. It's the best show that I think no one's watching. I'm debating doing an Andor-centered video for May the 4th. Let me know if you want my Star Wars fashion feelings. You're probably gonna get them anyway because I have some feelings. And speaking of Star Wars, I watched Rise of Skywalker, and at the time, I don't think it actually hit me that Jodie Comer was Rey's mom. I feel like I completely forgot that movie the second I walked out of the theater. I definitely didn't remember her, so when I was researching this video and I rediscovered that, I was really shocked. I'm sure I got together with some of my geeky friends and we bitched about the film, we exchanged our thoughts and opinions, and we let all our feelings out, and then I forgot about it. We need to talk about that Eve dress. Friendly reminder, Sarah O is currently 51. Yeah, this is 50. You see Villanelle's influence on her much more this season in that Eve's wardrobe has actually gotten better. We also see V's influence on Eve in another way too, in the final episode, but we'll get to that in a sec. The styling of this is incredible. The cut of the center back with this immaculate braid going down the center back. Everything about this shot is incredible. You can tell that Eve is enjoying this, is enjoying the whole espionage thing and enjoying herself a little more, and maybe even kind of enjoying the dressing up part. The earrings, every detail, slayed. Now, camping gear. I love all the prints. Even her frumpy camping gear looks kind of cool. Now, the high-waisted mom jean bike shorts aside, even her tent is printed. It definitely creates a visual separation between her chaotic self and everyone else. The only other person at camp wearing a print is May, who had a bit of a connection to Villanelle till her end. Crimes were literally committed in this outfit, and I believe the lower half of it, if I remember correctly, is, I think she's in socks and sandals at this point. So, which just, makes the whole thing, really. So that in and of itself is a crime. But then if we're also taking into consideration her connection to Visas, then multiple crimes were committed. The fact that Visas was a part of season 4 was itself a crime, in my opinion. It was just so weird. It was a little too weird. I think even Jodie Comer said she wasn't comfortable with it. So what are we doing, season 4 showrunner? What are we doing? Her Cuba fits are a whole other vibe. The 3-piece striped Kenneth Ize set with the Vivi Venezia yellow slippers. While I love a beach pajama look, which is what I think they were going for here, I don't think it's quite that successful. I don't totally love this. I wish she lost the tank underneath and just tied the shirt, but I guess she needed it loose for wrench swinging. Either way, I think it's fun and it fits the vibe, but to me, it's just okay. It's nice. It's lovely. It's nice. Honorable mention this season. So we get flashbacks to young Caroline, and she was just as fabulous in 1979 as she is in present day. What's funny is that they almost create more of a contrast between her younger self and her present day self by putting her in her absolute worst outfit of 4 seasons. It also feels like she's deliberately trying to be unassuming to appear more approachable to Carolina instead of intimidating, but she lies anyway, and she uses the opportunity to take a dig at Caroline. If she only knew how fierce her wardrobe really was the other 90% of the time. By the way, I think this is serving as a setup for a possible future spin-off that will follow young Caroline. It was confirmed to be in the works last year, but nothing has actually been greenlit yet, so stay tuned. Other honorable mention? The poncho and hunter boots. Y'all, these hunter wellies were custom made just for the show. And would you believe you can go onto Hunter's website at the time of me recording this and buy yourself a pair? Yeah, just like the vampire's wife dress, these are the Villanelle boots. Now, the second person after Caroline that consistently slayed was one of the major players of season 4, Hélène. Every outfit was on point, even her loungewear. Even the Chloe track pants with heels outfit. She is way more French than the French people on Emily in Paris. There is this ease to her elegance that doesn't feel contrived. It also feels very old money in that she's not trying to impress people. It says, I'm a quietly confident, powerful businesswoman, I am on a mission, and I'm a mom. Also, I'm very French. For example, the outfit she wears when she meets up with Caroline, I've definitely put versions of that outfit on mannequins when we were pushing the French girl aesthetic. It's a very classic look. It looks great. I also appreciate the awkwardness that surrounds Hélène and Yves's interactions. Like, they're both sexy women in their 40s and 50s. Camille Cotin, who plays Hélène, is currently 44, which makes Hélène and Yves much closer in age than Villanelle and Yves. Jodie Comer only just turned 30 a few weeks ago at the time of me filming, and the age gap between the two was planned pretty much from the very beginning. It was something Phoebe Waller-Bridge herself wanted. I just had a really strong instinct that there should be this age gap because I just felt like it was something I hadn't seen. I'm not a 25-year-old Jodie Comer, I mean, let's be frank, and I don't know if I could have scaled a wall quite like she could have done, and I'm not in my early 40s either. But seeing these two women who are much closer in age try to navigate, trying to be a move ahead of the other, it's sometimes sexy and sometimes cringe. Like when Eve shows up to Hélène's house to cook her dinner, which is a callback to season 1 when Villanelle did it, but Eve has clearly never done anything like this before, and it shows. Or even the bathtub scene where it was Hélène's turn to feel really awkward and like cringe. So awkward, so real. So I chose the outfit I have absolutely no info on because this suit and blouse combo is just how she showed up to get V out of prison. I mean, absolutely slayed. Now this last look I'm ranking as a combo. Note that V is wearing a yellow Moncler rain jacket and Eve is wearing a turtleneck in the same color. To me, it reads like some of the chaos that V has visually rubbed off on Eve. I absolutely love this. I think this is amazing. You can even argue that the same can be said for Eve's predominantly olivey, green, muddy, brown colors being reflected in Villanelle's outfit too. I think it's excellent storytelling through fashion. In fact, as this felt to me like a callback to the low yellow coat, I started looking for other times they used yellow the last 2 seasons. At least from the coat on for the last season, because I wanted to try and figure out what they were saying. Yellow is usually a really happy color, but this wasn't necessarily a very happy yellow. It was more of a muddied yellow, a much darker, muted, mustardy yellow. So I wonder what exactly they were trying to say with it. It definitely wasn't everything is sunshine. I feel like the last 2 seasons they used yellow the way that the first season used mirrors. I'm also wondering if it's intended to represent a clarity of purpose, because Villanelle throws on the yellow Moncler jacket when she's decided that she's gonna go help Eve finally put an end to the 12. It also reminds me of Banshees of Inisherin, when Siobhan puts on her yellow coat because she's finally made up her mind and she has a new mission and purpose. I would love to know your thoughts, so comment below so we can maybe unpack this further together. I also absolutely have to give an honorable mention to Pam. Good old pizza cutter Pam. Good for her going her own way. And speaking of ways, let's segue on over to Broadway. Jodie Comer is set to make her Broadway debut this month in Susie Miller's Prima Facie. The play stars Comer as Tessa, and that's it. Yup, it's a one-woman show. It will be on for a limited 10-week engagement with previews starting April 11th. The last time I saw a one-person show was, here I go aging myself, get ready, 21 years ago. Yep, it was a one-man show called An Almost Holy Picture, and that one man was Kevin Bacon. It marked his return to the stage after an absence of 10 years. If you've never seen a one-person show, you might think it's unusual, but trust me. If you can enjoy a comedian doing an hour-long stand-up routine, you can enjoy an actor act their butt off alone on stage too. It's actually kind of amazing. They wouldn't cast a bad actor if they were the only one, so you will be transfixed. Obviously, I mean, if anyone can pull that off, you know it's it's the woman that brought the character of Villanelle to life. That scene in season 2, episode 6, where she cycles through the character options before settling on Billy. Oh, brilliant. In fact, before coming to Broadway, the show had a sold-out run in the West End. And the role earned Jodie Comer the Best Actress Award at the 2022 Evening Standard Theatre Awards. It's an award show that celebrates the best of London theatre. Now I need to warn you, in the play, Tessa is a barrister that often defends men accused of SA, and then one day becomes the victim of SA and ends up on the witness stand herself. So if that's not your cup of tea, feel free to skip it. I have no doubt we will have plenty of opportunities to see Jodie Comer in the future. Just yesterday, I believe, at the time of me filming, Josh Horowitz dropped an interview with Comer where she addresses rumors that she's being eyed for the role of Marvel's new Sue Storm.
Are you a big Marvel fan, by the way, Jodie?
No. I think I know where this is going.
Are you familiar with the Fantastic Four, Jodie Comer?
I am now. After the last year.
Heard of this lady named Sue Storm?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever met Kevin Feige or spoken to Kevin Feige, Jodie Comer?
No.
Okay.
No, guys, I don't know anything about it. I feel like when I say this, people are like, okay.
Would it be of interest?
I think never say never, but like right now, no. I don't know, maybe.
So it's not going to be announced like next week, and then I'm going to realize that you were lying to
I've been lying to you.
I almost hope that's not true because those movies are cursed. And she deserves better. Very fitting Blood Wings moment aside, I think she deserved better than that interesting choice of abrupt ending. Actually, everyone deserved better than that final season, if I'm being honest.
I don't like thinking of her floating around the River Thames. So.
But yeah, Jodie Comer deserves better. For example, the upcoming The Bike Riders, which is in post-production right now, and I am very excited for. It's an American drama film written and directed by Jeff Nichols, who also directed Loving. The story is inspired by the 1968 photo book of the same name, and it's got an amazing star-studded cast. So Jodie Comer starring alongside Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Michael Shannon, Boyd Holbrook, Norman Reedus, and Mike Feist, who has a musical theater background and most recently was Riff in Spielberg's West Side Story. So I'm wondering if between him and Austin Butler, aka Elvis, if there's going to be some singing in this film too. Either way, I cannot wait. Do you agree with the list? Are there any outfits you wish I'd included? Let me know what your favorite looks are in the comments below. And please hit the like button while you're at it if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.